Hello everybody, WildTracker here and welcome to another quick tutorial. So we're here on our creative world. I thought I'd do a quick tutorial because this is a question I keep seeing coming up in forums and also on other people's videos. So I thought I'd post a quick tutorial on this rather than trying to keep explaining it. But yeah, it's that about moving villagers. Villagers are becoming much more useful in terms of trading now for emeralds and all their other goods, and they have lots of stuff there. So people are keep saying, well, what's the best way of transporting them? Well, there's a few ways, and I thought we'd just go through those. So one of them is using the old fishing rod. So so you can hook a villager like that and then bring him in. So that's one way of doing it, and evidently this does not hurt the villager, but as you can see there is a limit to how close I can get him to me. I've got to go a little bit further away and then draw him. So you can do it, but rather annoyingly they do walk off, so it's not the easiest thing to do, especially when they're attracted to where there's a village. Now I do believe this is counting as a village because of all the doors, and up there I've got a villager breeder. So that is one way of doing it. You could use a fishing rod, and that's, it's probably not too bad in things like water, trying to get them across land. If you got to sort of transport them, pull them into certain places, you can do it. So it is possible. My preferred method is the old minecart, and that is really waiting until they're not moving, put down 2 rails and nudge a minecart into them. That's quick and easy when they're not moving around. So that is my so that's my preferred method if I can do them, but obviously you've got to have minecarts, and it depends on how far you're going to transport them. But I've done it before with villages, and that's the annoying thing when you've got that happening. So you've got to kind of wait for them to do that. And he's going to be a real pain. And you could get someone else to click on them while you're doing this. That's the other way of doing it as well, because if someone else is click on them, you can effectively move them if you like, because they're concentrating on the person clicking on them. So in a survival server that's okay. You can also nudge them. So here you can either nudge them like that, or I can shift, which I find slightly easier for maneuverability. But whilst this is okay for short journeys and just nudging them into holes, every now and then they'll lose their concentration on you and they'll just run away, which this guy isn't doing at the moment. So let's see how far we can get this guy going. You can see he's still looking at me. I've still got his attention, but sooner or later he will just decide to wander off, or maybe it's because I'm shift clicking. He's maintaining that, which actually isn't too bad. I'm getting quite well. Oh, and there he goes. Okay, so we've lost him again, and we've lost a bit of distance. So you could do that, but I find the minecart trick much better, because once you've got them in there, you can lay out your tracks. You can move them long distance, because you can always, lay down a load of tracks like this, even if that's all the tracks you've got. Give him a little nudge, and he's not going to go anywhere. He's just going to stay there. You could then lay down the next lot of tracks. Give them another nudge. If there's a couple of you, you may remember myself and Ghost on Wildcraft. We did this, moving the villagers across to the villager breeder, which was a couple hundred blocks, but and you could do entire networks that way if you wanted. Now, if you're going to build a villager breeder, so let's say this is a villager cell up here where we need to get 4 villagers or 12 villagers, or how many other villagers you want into your villager cell for your villager breeder, then how do you get them up here? So if you've got a minecart, you just need powered rails, activated with a switch every now and then. It doesn't have to be gold blocks on your thing. I'm just being flashy. And then once you give him a nudge onto there, he says, so we'll give him a little nudge, get him onto the mine track. Oops. This is the thing about them as well. They do try and walk in the minecarts now, evidently, which is amusing. But he's not going to go on there. So let's... There we go, and he wants to go that direction, you see. So let's see if we can get him on. Stop walking. Maybe what we need to do is, there we go. Stop walking, shift. There we go. And once he's on the powered rails, what he's going to do is literally fly off the edge and then float down into the cell you want, and then you just leave him in the minecart, and then when you're ready, make sure you break the minecart and not hit him, but the minecart will break and yeah, he's out. And then the other method is this one here, which is the ladder method, and this is one of the ones I like. Let's see if we can just get a villager. And when are you going to stop? Stop. Let's do another one. He's heading straight for that village every time. Right, can we do this? Put the minecart there. Let's see if we can get that landing on there. There we go, you're in the minecart, so that's good. And we'll do the old shift whilst pushing. And shift and pushing, it basically means they can't push against you or something. It's a bit like when you meet the pigmen in the nether whilst you're shifting on a minecart and they can't go against you. But he's still trying to walk towards that. There we go. So what we need to do is basically push him along here. Okay, and now he's off the rails, so we then break the rail, we make sure he goes in there nice. We then get some glass to go round him, so he can't get out of there now. Okay, we can break the minecart, and he's going to jump out. Okay, we should have had that as a blocked off, so he couldn't. Let's just do that. Oh, hello. You coming down? You can demonstrate for me then. Yeah, you do have to watch out, because if you leave this too long, they will come back down again. So the idea is, with this, you can now build yourself in here with this guy. Let's just, there we go. And now, at the moment, he's okay. Okay, but if I shift click and try and, he's trying to get out that way again, isn't he? Don't do this with a village around you. This way, there we go. So when you then push him against the ladder, he climbs. You don't need to do anything else other than now climb the ladder underneath him. And by climbing the ladder underneath him and going up, pressing up, you are effectively pushing him up into the top. Simple as that. And then all you have to really do is just close this off and make him secure. He's going back down again. But yeah, you could equally sort of, you know, right, there's one there, let's put him in there. And you could make a bigger area. But it's a nice and simple way of moving villagers around, is to actually just push them up a ladder. It's the most resource friendly. You don't have to build long complicated ladders like that. You just have to give them a little nudge. Maybe I should use my fishing rod. Is that what should you get them this way? No, you're too close. Okay, so yeah, there we go. But we'll let you go. We don't want to entrap you in here. You're free to roam. And you're free to come down anytime you want. Yeah, so there it is. Quick tutorial on moving villagers around. Oh, the other thing I was going to mention was this little device here. If you want to get really fancy, if you've got a villager breeder, and you're breeding villagers and you want to get villagers out again, what do you do? So this, let's put a couple in here. I haven't tried it with a couple, but as you can see here, this could be your holding cell. So this is where villagers drop down to after you've bred them, and they're there holding. Now what we've got in here is essentially a fence gate, and we've powered that with a button. So when I press the button, let's do that. 2 villagers go through. So I'm not sure if a wooden one is better than that. So let's just try that, because the wooden tick is different to a stone tick. Let's put that back on. Oh no, it was supposed to be gold because it needs to be a button. So let's just get ourselves a wooden button and see what difference that makes. No, 2 still go through. So what you'll probably have to do is create a pulse shortener, which you can do. So with a little bit of redstone, you can create a pulse shortener, and that'll mean the gate will just open, close enough for one to get through, and not all of them. And the other thing you can use for transportation is, boom, sticky pistons. Yes, which is a lot more fun, I think. But yeah, you know, so if you wanted to get these guys going up a height, you could do that. They could land on another one. So a slime block elevator that you could control might be a good idea for it. But I think that's a little bit advanced for this tutorial. But needless to say, good fun. That could equally, you know, send them shooting up through somewhere that they then, yeah, land. So it's a bit of fun. So it's another way of using these waterways. And again, you can combine the two. You can use things, if you want to get really complicated, you could use mine tracks, you could eject them out the minecart, they could land in a water stream, they could go flowing down. So yeah, you could make some quite complicated transport systems if you really wanted to for these guys. But I just wanted to show you a few quick, easy ones which you could use in survival without too many resources or anything like that. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed that. Leave me a like if you did, and do leave any comments if you've got some other ways of transporting villagers. Put it down in the comments. Share them with everybody. So yeah, we'll see you soon then. My name's Wild Trekker, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Bye.